Hi, my name is Humberto Arroyo. We'll be doing a short video presentation on one of the questions that we got for our SPL 6. So let's go ahead and take that out and let's see what we got. So according to the instructions for the SPL 6, some of the questions right here were, well actually let's just see which one we're going to do. So the one that we're going to do is define and describe prototyping. Give an example. So the first one that we're going to look at is probably this next link right here, which contains some of the slides that the professor has provided for us. So let's go ahead and scroll down to where it says prototyping. So let's read what it says right here. It says developing an information system without a formal process. And then as you can see, there's steps that one has to take for this type of prototyping. So let's see what it says. So the first step is developers get preliminary requirements from users. 2 is create a prototype. 3, users try it and provide feedback to developers. 4, developers revise it. 5, go to step 3 again and then repeat step 3, 4, and 5. And then some other side notes that a professor did leave us on the slide right here is a little side note of prototyping other objects. So we got right here, it's like, for example, 3D printing and all that good stuff right there. So I did manage to do a couple of Google searches, as I always have been doing for the past couple of video presentations. So let's go ahead and click on this link right here. And this one right here is from www.usability.gov. So let's see what it says. So as you can see right here, it's big and bold with prototyping. A prototype is a draft version of a product that allows you to explore your ideas and show the intention behind a feature or the overall design concept to users before investing time and money into development. A prototype can be anything from paper drawings, low fidelity, to something that allows click-through and of a few pieces of content to a fully functioning site. So let's see what the benefits of prototypes are now. So it says on this website, it is much cheaper to change a product early in the development process than to make change after you develop the site. Therefore, you should consider building prototypes early in the process. Prototyping allows you to gather feedback from users while you are still planning and designing your website. So that's pretty cool. So as you can see right here, like we just read right now, there's plenty of benefits sorry, to prototypes. So let's see. So if we keep scrolling down, seems to be a difference between sketches and prototypes. So let's go ahead and read that real quick. Although the difference between sketches, wireframes, and prototypes isn't always clear, there are differences in their intentions. Bill Buxton, in his book Sketching User Experiences, provides a list of descriptors to help explain the differences. So for sketch, we can see that you have evocative, suggest, explore, question, propose, provoke, tentative, and non-committal. For prototype, we got didactic, describe, refine, answer, test, resolve, specific, and depiction. And then we got a couple other types of prototyping right here. We got high fidelity and low fidelity prototyping. So let's read what it says right here. Low fidelity prototypes are often paper based and do not allow user interactions. They range from a series of hand-drawn mock-ups to printouts. So it's kind of, it describes once you, kind of read with low fidelity, it won't be as high quality or anything like that. So I'm guessing that high quality or the high fidelity might be a higher quality of a prototype. So let's see what it says. High fidelity prototypes are computer based and usually allow realistic mouse and keyboard user interactions. High fidelity prototypes take you as close as possible to a true representation of the user interface. So like I said and I guessed, the high fidelity usually gives you a little bit more of that extra um, I'd say things that you would probably need to make it as realistic as possible rather than, compared to a low fidelity prototype. And then you can see right here, there's the last part where it says creating paper prototypes. So we got like, it almost looks like an iPhone, a tad bit. So let's read what it says. Paper-based prototyping is the quickest way to get feedback on your preliminary site information architecture, design, and content. Paper prototypes are easy to create and require only paper, scissors, and sticky notes. Use one piece of paper for each web page you create and then have users to try them out in a usability test. Users indicate where they want to click to find the information, and you change the page to show that screen. It's pretty awesome. Kind of actually pretty, it sounds pretty fun doing it with sticky notes or anything like that. So that's pretty cool for anyone who's trying to develop something new and it's in the prototype stage. Let's check the next link we got right here. So in this next link right here, we got a couple of images just to show a little brief visual representation of how it looks like. So as the website was telling us, there's different types of paper prototypes. So you can see right here, there's this one right here that looks like a payphone. There's another one right here of a car. There's another one right here of an artist or a graphic designer. Basically just doing a simple prototype of an iPhone with all the applications in there. And you can see this one right here actually shows a step-by-step process of where would happen if you were to press a button, I believe. So that's actually pretty good. Pretty good design actually. To if you don't really want to spend a lot of money before investing on a prototype, a very expensive prototype, then this is probably your segue to get through it and be able to do it. For example, right here, you see all the parts that the iPhone has to have in there, and if you can't afford that yet, you can still do this and make sure you plan it all out before you actually assemble something or anything like that. So let's go ahead and check this other one right here. We're actually going to read just a little bit of this right here. So actually, let's just jump over and read the steps right here in the cycle. So let's do the first one, requirements gathering and analysis. A prototyping model begins with requirements analysis, and the requirements of the system are defined in detail. The user is interviewed in order to know the requirements of the system. 2. Quick design. When requirements are known, a preliminary design or quick design for the system is created. It is not a detailed design and includes only the important aspects of the system, which gives an idea of the system to the user. A quick design helps in developing the prototype. 3. Build prototype. Information gathered from quick design is modified to form the first prototype, which represents the working model of the required system. 4. User evaluation. Next, the proposed system is presented to the user throughout evaluation of the prototype to recognize its strengths and weaknesses, such as which is to be added or removed. Comments and suggestions are collected from the users and provided to the developer. 5. Refining prototype. Once the user evaluates the prototype and if he or she actually shouldn't be he, the current prototype is refined according to the requirements. That is, a new prototype is developed with the additional information provided by the user. The new prototype is evaluated just like the previous prototype. This process continues until all the requirements specified by the user are met. Once the user is satisfied with the developed prototype, a final system is developed on the basis of the final prototype. And then last but not least, engineer product. Once the requirements are completely met, the user accepts the final prototype. The final system is evaluated throughout, followed by the routine maintenance on a regular basis for preventing large-scale failures and minimizing downtime. Various advantages and disadvantages associated with the prototyping model are listed in table. So you can see right here you got your advantages and disadvantages of a prototyping model. So yeah, so like I said, we actually got to know a little bit more the prototype stages, I guess you can say, through this cycle right here. As you can see, you start from right here and you end at the engineering product. Let's see what else we learned. We also learned a little bit of a visual concept of how a prototype product kind of looks like the past one of the past websites was saying. A lot of people like to use sticky notes. If not, they like to use some cardboard base like this. You know, it all depends on whoever is doing the prototype and what kind of prototype they want. And we also went over those types of prototypes as well. You know, there's like creating paper prototypes. There's also low fidelity prototypes, which are the lower end ones with the sticky notes or anything like that. And then you have your high fidelity prototypes, which also help you out, you know, that are computer based and can help you make it as realistic as possible. So yeah, that's been it. Thank you for watching, and then hope to see you in the next one. Thanks.